a Stuart Armstrong free kick and Saints 3 points on what was a mild Tuesday night at Stoke. Glen, I mean, that was a decent strike, but if we're being honest, we rode our luck a bit there, didn't we? Some of the decisions.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I thought the referee was interesting from the first minute, to be honest, because the way he handled the Sulemana against their right back, he basically pulled him back every single time he went past him. So with another referee, he could have been sent off literally after about 6 minutes, because he was awful, and that was all he had, was just pulling back the player as he'd gone past him. So the referee was a little bit interesting, the way he handled that. The goal came. I know Stoke fans are moaning about the it wasn't a free kick. It clearly was.
Free kick.
He had hold of his shorts, and you can't do that. The Stoke fans annoyed me actually right from the first whistle with the treatment of Will Smallbone.
Booing a lone player that played really well for you.
Absolutely ridiculous. So that annoyed me, and I don't find much likable about the way Stoke approached the game, or Alex Neil. Never warmed to him whatsoever when he was manager of Norwich. So we got the goal, brilliant free kick, obviously, into the second half, and there wasn't a great deal of quality in the game. I never really felt like Stoke were going to score. They had a half penalty shout, which was embarrassing. There was like nothing in that whatsoever. And then they had the rugby tackle by Bednarek, and it's just nuts how that's not given. I've seen a couple of people trying to defend it and say, it's not a foul. It is. It doesn't matter where the ball is. It doesn't matter that the ball's gone through to the goalkeeper and no one's, it's that's a foul. As I say, the game I thought was pretty low on quality, but it was an entertaining sort of like championship game. It was a good test for us, and I really like the handbags.
Yeah, agreed.
Afterwards,
I like the fact that the handbags started and we didn't take a step backwards. I mean, I remember getting told by an old manager of mine years ago, don't take a step backwards, but don't punch anyone either. So you basically keep your discipline, but
sound advice.
Let the other team know that you're not going to take a step backwards. And I thought all that was good stuff. And when Mark Travers on loan from Bournemouth, I mean, how embarrassing was that? He runs 20 yards to get involved in all the incidents, and then Charlie gives him a little push in the back, and he's 6'4" and he dives on the ground. It's just embarrassing, mate. Stop it. So overall, 10. We played out the 10 minutes of injury time. Stoke they sent on Wesley. It's my old thing. No good footballers called Wesley anywhere. And he
Wes Houlihan's a Norwich City legend, isn't he?
Yeah, I know he's retired. He's retired. So is Wesley Sneijder. Before you give me that one, Wesley Hoyt's still playing. So they were just creaming the ball out of the park, and Bednarek and Harwood Bellis I thought were excellent, and I thought it was good for Holgate to play 10 minutes without having a calamity as well. So I thought we handled the end of the game reasonably well, even though Stoke were quite limited. So no, it was a good 3 points. We've got to be thankful for the referee not spotting the Bednarek challenge, but yeah, overall 3 points, job done. Tough game, but we passed all the tests.
Yeah, it was a big test as well. Eleanor, not exactly a classic, but 3 much needed points when you look back at the week that we've had as well, especially given the result at the weekend. So were you happy enough with that?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there. I watched it on telly, but it wasn't a great game. But it was nice to get a clean sheet as well, because we're just awful at keeping clean sheets, and it was the first since I think Old Trafford, wasn't it? But I thought Bazunu was good. I think he sort of denied, was it Berger at the end, and sort of dived to his low left. I thought he had a good game. I thought, like I said, Harwood, Bellis, and Bednarek had a good game. I thought Suleiman in the last 2 games, he's just looked so much better. Technically, he had a good game against Liverpool, but I just thought that was just a random game at the end of last season, to be honest. But he's just shown his pace, really shown how quickly he can accelerate as well. Just fullbacks can't really seem to do anything, really. He just seemed to have him in his pocket. So I thought Adam Armstrong was really good as well. And I know he put a shot across him for Charlie. He couldn't quite get to it. So I thought Adam Armstrong had a really good game the last 2 games, but yeah, I just thought it was really good, like you said about the fight at the end. It was just a really good show of togetherness. Really, it's nice that the team seem to get on because recent years it seems that people just don't really want to be there for whatever reason, or there's just not really kind of like that big show of togetherness or fight, and it was just nice to see that, to be honest.
How was the atmosphere, Alfie? Because you were there. It sounded like they turned quite quickly on the telly. It was really
interesting.
At
yeah, it was. I mean, it was honestly pretty unique. It was really toxic towards the referee, obviously. Even though I felt that he probably gave things 50-50 throughout the game, got them all wrong, obviously, but they went either way. So it was really surprising one. Unique. It was a toxic to play in, but I think that obviously played in Southampton's hands. But Eleanor mentioned something that was really. I thought Adam Armstrong was immense on Tuesday. He created so many chances, it was brilliant. And I went and spoke to Jan Bednarek a couple of days later as well for a quick interview. And obviously, Eleanor's already mentioned about how impressive him and Taylor Bellis was. But I wanted to mention Jan because he's an interesting character. I've not spoken to him for about a year or two now, and he hates doing media, to be fair to him. He hates doing media. He's not that sort of guy. But he was on the training pitch at 24 past, and our interview was half past. And I was thinking, well, there's absolutely no way that he's going to be on time. But long and behold, 29 past, 5 minutes later, he's gone all the way from the training pitch right through the pavilion. He's there to sit down and no bullshit, straight into it, get the interview done. One thing he did say was, he's obviously taken his leadership role on a couple of games now. He's, I think, literally picked up Flynn Downs and Charlie and dragged them away from things kicking off. And it's perfect. It's just what he needs to do. He said that we're here to play football, not another sport, which I'm not sure if that reflected on his rugby tackle in the box. He is somebody who is taking up a massive role now. I don't know if it's just he's seen the chaos around him and realizes that he can be the one who can cool it down. But that was what he said. Yeah. The big line was, I'm here to cool this down. I think you have to credit Jan. What a turnaround for him.
There was definitely a time last year.
Sorry, Martin. He should be the guy though, because he's got 40 odd caps for Poland. He's an experienced player. He's rubbed shoulders with the likes of obviously Lewandowski in that team. So he's 26 years. Is he our longest serving player now, apart from Jack?
Alex McCarthy is.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
But, he's been there a while now. He's been there a while now. So he should step up. And after the Villa loan fiasco last season, I do see a player who has tried to change the narrative about himself, and long may it continue. I like having him in the team, because he's a decent out and out defender. He's never going to be the best sort of like technician passer of the ball, but I think I said last week, I think Stevens and Harwood Bellis as a combination, that it would be, I don't know, too soft, if you like. I think there'd be two very, very similar players there, whereas Bednarek just gives you that little bit different. And in this league this season, I think that's a good thing.
It's going to be a dilemma, isn't it, when Stevens comes back? But I guess as a manager, that's the kind of thing you want. I remember Bednarek as well last year. Had he gone off injured, or he'd been subbed and he was coaching from the sidelines, wasn't he? Yeah. Kind of kicking every ball and shouting them through. So I want to do player of the week as well. So anyone that stood out for you, taking into account both games, obviously Kyle Walker-Peters again is what I thought was pretty decent yesterday. Anyone else, Alfie? Any obvious ones?
Yeah, I was going to say Kyle Walker-Peters because I think he probably is head and shoulders one of the best players in the division. But I think based on the last week, you have to say Stuart Armstrong, just on the the free kick, the goal, the impact that he's made coming into the team, the way that he has so much finesse and so much composure on the ball, always looks to bring the team forward at the moment. And I think, to be fair to Russell Mine, getting the best out of him. He started 3 games back to back twice this season.
Well, we were led to believe that he couldn't do that, weren't we?
Exactly.
I'm sure they could argue that he can't possibly do 3.
And I suppose what you say is under the old system, under the Ralph Hasenhüttl 4-4-2 press, he probably couldn't do it because his body would just break down. But I suppose in this way where it's ball orientated, not press orientated, I suppose he can handle it a bit better. So yeah, really impressive from Stu, and it'll be interesting to see how many minutes he gets in Scotland. Hopefully, Steve Clarke doesn't pick him.
Yeah, hopefully next to nothing. Eleanor, who's stood out for you from the games you've seen this week? Who would be your player of the week? Anybody different to that?
I mean, I thought Stuart was great. I've especially just out wide as well. It was just brilliant. He was sort of everywhere, but maybe Adam Armstrong, because he's just obviously just created so much, and he just seems to actually like have more urgency this season as well. Like I'd just pick him.
Yeah, fair as well after Tuesday. Glenn?
I would say, I'm not saying, but I would say Kamaldeen Sulemana, but I'll probably burst into flames for being a massive hypocrite after I've absolutely battered him for about 6 months now. Slightly left field, but I think Flynn Downs is improving all the time. I thought he had a really good game up at Stoke. I like the fact as well that he's come out and said that, you know, we play walking football at times yesterday. I think it's always good when players show a bit of awareness of what's going on rather than just, and he does seem to be a bit of a character. So I like that about him, and I thought he had a decent game in the certainly in the first 30 minutes yesterday. But then, you know, he was probably as guilty as anyone of falling into the malaise of that middle 30 minutes where nothing really happens. So, but yeah, I think overall, I'd stick Flynn Downs up there as well.
Flynn said to me yesterday as well that he didn't want to make a song and dance about it, and he almost really didn't want me to mention it. But he actually sort of mentioned and stopped himself that that illness that he had, don't want to bang drum about it, but he really was ill and he lost quite a few pounds. And I think that to give him maybe a little bit of credit, I think he actually was off the pace for those first few games because he'd lost a lot of weight. He was really not very well, and he feels like now he is fine. Actually, he's put those pounds back on. He's getting back to his top self. So hopefully, what we'll see this week is what we'll continue to see.